Eric in Illinois, you're on the air. Food stamp crisis. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. It's a pleasure to speak with you. I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying here today. But I think we need to kind of step outside the box and look the other direction. Instead of relying so much on the government as we've had to get ourselves in this position, what can we do as fellow brothers and sisters to help those in need? Now, I know many of us do help at our local food banks and contribute and donate in that matter, but I think we've come to that, let's say, crossroads that, hey, our government has failed us tremendously. I think it's time for us to go back.
Instead of waiting for rioters to burn down the neighborhood and shoot them, we should be out on the street exposing this, helping people, speaking out now ahead of it. You're absolutely right. But the issue is we already have 40-something million, totally dependent. We need to get off the dependence. My point is we're already here at the crisis, so I'm only basically focusing on that and how we respond. Does that make sense?
It does, and I agree with you. So yeah, I'm a week or two too late on this thought. But it's like what you teach us or what you talked about. It's like God prompted me to call. It's time to come to action. It's time for our fellow Americans to step outside the box, get outside your comfort zone. Let's go fund these food banks like none other before. Just like Trump said, bigger, greater than ever before. Let's show this nation that we are of good spirit. We still have good
absolutely. Imagine giant convoys of truckers and black, white, old, young, literally selling the four-wheeler, sell the bass boat. And even though half the people are spoiled brats, whatever, half of them are old ladies on disability, you got to help them. Imagine the image of all those citizen trucks, and everybody shoots video, puts it on X, you name it, showing up and just flooding food. That's actually the answer. You're absolutely right. Trump should do an address tonight or tomorrow and say, listen, we're trying to get the funds, but everybody out there, all over the country, the food banks are running out. Flood the food banks right now and then show that. That is so beautiful. And then the left's still going to activate its rioters and stuff, but it's not going to matter because everybody, that's the answer. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Flood the food banks. Exactly. Everybody. Don't count on somebody else. Flood the food banks and let everybody know it's there. That is smart. You're right.
Well, thank you, Alex. That's all I wanted.
No, but elaborate. You saying God touched your heart with that idea? It's such an obvious thing. Why didn't I think of that? Imagine the image of white devils, but everybody else just in mass, and then when you get there, shoot the video. People will be there. It's like Ivan Raiklin by himself goes to all these arraignments of Comey, Letitia James, John Bolton. No one else is there. There should be thousands of people there uploading videos and covering him. But it's still just him. When Trump would get arraigned, there'd be thousands out there calling for his head because the Democrats need to act for their people. We have to get activated and flood the food banks right now and expose that that's happening so people know there's food because the food banks are running out. A bunch have run out. That is such a common sense thing. That is such a solution. And we need Trump. Here's the key. And we can get this to Trump. In fact, I'll make some phone calls. But, oh, God, this is so simple and obvious. Why don't I think of this? It's the most simple thing. It's the most genius. We've got to get all Trump surrogates and Trump to call for flooding food banks and people that do have means to flood the food banks. And then the corporate people will try to cover it up. And the Democrats will, that the food banks are full of food for people that don't have this. There'll still be riots, but it will show the truth. And it'll help those that are actually in need. That is a genius idea. So how did God touch your heart? Let's put this video out, by the way. We're live right now, but let's get this out. President Trump must address the nation, call for citizens to flood food banks now. So how did God touch your heart, Eric?
It's what you talk about. When you're plugged into the Holy Spirit, what came to my mind? The first thing, when Jesus is talking, what are the greatest two commandments? You shall love your Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. So what's the second? And it's just the same as the first. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. We need to love our neighbors as ourselves. It's time to step away from this evil. We need to love one another. We are still a good nation. It's like you said, we may not be the best nation, the worst house, however that goes. You know what I'm trying to say.
We're the best house in a bad neighborhood. Here's the
right?
deal. We don't want to sit back evilly and go, fine, this will expose the left. Let's watch them burn the country down. That's what the Democrats want. We can't join in that rolling of the dice. That's evil. There are a lot of serious disabled people that literally need this. We have to step up and be the good example. Just like the Amish went to northern South Carolina, worked for free for a year, and rebuilt everything when nobody else would. We have to step up like the Amish, and we have to flood the food banks. And folks, don't wait. Go to the store, buy the baby formula, buy the stuff people need, get the food, and because the food banks have run out in most areas, and get the food in there, and then post it saying, I delivered food, you should too. So there are mountains of food, so that the Democrats think we're dependent on government. No, you got people dependent. We stepped in and blocked your ass, and then it will totally expose them even better and make them stop the shutdown. It's like the Grinch that steals Christmas. He finally gets his heart touched at the end and stops. We can't be the Grinch. We can't play along with the Democrats and say, fine, burn it down. We've got to at least do the right thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, you got the download. That's what we're after.
I don't know. I didn't think of that. That is, we have to step up and not look at the crazy black people saying, I'm going to kill white people and all this. That's not the majority. And we have to step up and be Christ-like. And while we're there, say, hey, the Republicans didn't do this, but we're here to get the job done and bring the food. And you may not have a lot of money, folks. Maybe you just buy like a couple bags of rice and beans or whatever. But I'm telling people that really need it is like the protein drinks for old people, the formula for babies. That's all run out. Most areas are run out. And that is so simple, but so smart. That is the answer. And everybody, don't listen. Don't wait for me to do it. I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to call the White House literally when I get off air. You need to call the White House. You need to call talk radio. You need to call into other shows. You need to call your governors. Governor Abbott, Governor DeSantis, other good governors. Come out, say, hey, the food banks are out. We're maxed out. We're not letting the Democrats hold us hostage. We need everybody to deliver all the food they can to food banks right now because the Democrats are going to keep this shut down. And as this gets worse, if they continue, we're going to have to step up, folks, because, and then if they still burn it all down, we did the best job we could. And everybody knows we were on the side of right. You're so smart. Eric, thank you for calling.
Methylene Red is the ultimate